Page 60. Reading. 6-year-old boy drives mom's car to school.
When a 6-year-old boy from Virginia, USA, missed the school bus, he wasn't happy. He always had breakfast at school, and he didn't want to miss it. He had an unusual and reckless solution to his problem. He took the keys to his mom's car while she was sleeping and drove her car to school. Well, he almost drove to school. The boy drove along a highway, across a bridge, and through 2 intersections. He was driving faster than most cars on the road. He was traveling at more than 60 miles, 100 kilometers per hour when he passed some cars on a 2-lane road. The other drivers saw the young boy and called the police. While the police were racing to the scene, the boy crashed the car. A tractor drove towards him when he was overtaking another vehicle. The boy turned quickly, lost control of the car, and smashed into a pole. He drove 6 miles, 10 kilometers, before he crashed. When the police arrived, the boy was crying, but he was unhurt. He wanted to walk the rest of the way to school, but the police said no way. Instead, they took him to the hospital to check for injuries. He was back at school in the afternoon. The school principal was happy that the boy was unharmed, but she could not understand his actions. "What were you thinking?" she asked him. "I wanted to get to school," the boy replied. "I wanted my breakfast, and I didn't want to miss PE." The boy isn't very tall. The police think he was probably standing up when he drove the car. In other words, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. He said he knew how to drive the car because he played a lot of video games.
I was doing some repairs on a roof, and I stepped in a puddle of water. I slipped, I fell, and I rolled right off the edge of the roof onto the ground. Luckily, I didn't break anything. I was very fortunate.
2 summers ago, I was riding my bike to my yoga class, and I hit a rock and flew over my handlebars and landed right on my elbow. I went to the hospital and had to wait for 3 hours to see a doctor, and it hurt so bad. I found out later that it was broken.
Well, I've actually had a lot of different accidents, but one that I remember really well is I wanted to learn how to rollerblade. So I went to the store and I bought a pair of rollerblades. But the problem is I never took a lesson and I live on a hill. So I put on the pair of rollerblades and I started going down the hill and I started going faster and faster and faster, and then all of a sudden realized I don't know how to stop. So I don't know what I did, but I ended up flipping over forward, landing on my wrist, breaking my wrist, and let's just say that was the first time that I ever went rollerblading, and it was also the last time I ever went rollerblading.